Welcome back to Mobility Solutions, where today we are shoulder pressing Jazzy Ultra Lights. I am just playing. We have a repair to do. Let's get started.
So when this repair was called in, it was assumed that it was probably the motors. But we think it's something else, and we'll show you why when we get there.
Let's see what we gotta do here. Motors, you gotta get into that. So I gotta get to this. So I'm guessing you take this off, maybe.
And a warning, pay close attention while you're doing this.
See, gotta be careful because some of these are a little bit different sizes, you know? I don't know if it matters, but it could.
And warning, pay attention to the orientation of the wires while doing this. Might want to take a couple pictures.
Now you gotta remove, cut that and remove this. I gotta hold that clamp on this side. Okay?
Alright. It'll be good to know how easy this is to work on.
Wouldn't say it's the easiest.
Yeah, because putting this back together can be a logistic nightmare. But it's probably not so bad if you remember how you took it apart.
I really don't think it's going to be
the issue.
Motors. They said that's what it is. So.
Is it beeping like it's out of gear, kind of?
Yeah, it's just constantly beeping right out the box.
Right out the box.
And, you know, things happen. This is how it goes. That's why it's nice with us, because we get them out the box and before we ship them out.
Yeah.
So we catch some of these things.
And the first cover is off. Yeah. Now there's one more cover over the top of the module. And again, pay attention to the size of the bolts and the nuts that go on them. Real quick, let's demonstrate what it's doing. So we kick it out of gear, and you notice the same beep. And it's the same fault code.
Usually that means since it didn't switch, it's a controller. I don't know why they think it's a motor, but we're going to do the motor. We might have to get the controller. So
yeah,
this will be a video showing how to change out the motor and the controller. We'll see. We'll see what it is. I'm going to hook the motor up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's the controller. And this is where we realize what the problem is. Pay real close attention to his hands and the wires as he goes to touch them.
Look how easy that just came off.
Ooh.
So maybe that wasn't.
That was the problem. So before we get too deep into repair with the motors and the module, let's see if that did the trick. Watch that be it. No way. At least we don't have to do a motor or module swap today, but we'll still show you how to do it.
First thing you want to do is check all the connections. Make sure they're snug to get to this part. So this would be this side. And you would remove. And then you run this wire. You remove this. Bring this around and move that. And then connect it into here. All this will be plug and play.
So Chris did make sure to call Pride and give him a heads up of what was going on.
I would think it would have been the controller, not the motors, personally. But I didn't call it in. So, because usually you'll know if it's a controller if you flip it into freewheel and it beeps differently. Okay. But besides that, I figured out what it is, man. Yeah, it was disconnected. Or it was loose, real loose. Like I just literally, when I took the cover off to get to all the wires, I saw that thing was disconnected. I just connected back in. It was working. So I got it on video, so I'm pretty sure we'll go back and look. I'm pretty sure it was just lightly disconnected.
Alright, let's check this instant replay out again in slow mo. Pay close attention to his hands. At a glance, it may look like he pulled that cable up, but he barely touched it. I think it was just sitting on top of the port, not really plugged in.
I literally noticed it. Like I just kind of like when I pulled the cover off, I felt it, pressed it down. I said, I guarantee that's it.
Alright, so the easy part of the repair is done, and this is where it became a little difficult. So as long as you really pay attention to the size of the nuts and bolts, the orientation of the wires, the way they're tied down, and the motion you take to get it out of there, it shouldn't be too bad. I know the controller's oriented in the right direction like that.
Oh, weird. Now I'm pushing on that.
Yeah. At least you should be able to get it back in without losing too many hairs in your head.
We just did a video showing you how to change out the controller or the motors. You would have to actually get into the controller to unhook the motors. It's a little bit of work. If you're handy and you think you could do it yourself, pay attention to the screws. They're all different. You shouldn't have this problem when you buy from us. It'll come with a 1-year in-home labor warranty. You can get a 2 or 3 year. The good part about ordering from us is we check these out before they ship out. So we try to catch the problems before it happens. That's that. If you have any questions or you're looking for a super lightweight fold-up power wheelchair to travel with, check out the Jazzy Ultra Light by Pride Mobility, made here in the United States.
Thanks for watching today's repair video, but remember guys, this is not a common issue with this chair. In fact, we love Jazzy Ultra Light. It's one of our highest reviewed products. But if you'd like to see a few reasons we say do not buy the Jazzy Ultra Light, check out the video on the screen now. And if you found this video helpful at all, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.